Well, I can see it's already going to be one of those kind of nights where you don't know what you're going to get. You don't advertise, and you wonder the participation that you're going to get. You have no idea from week to week. But for those who are in the building, I appreciate you. I definitely do. I definitely do. I've got a really quick show for you guys this evening, and I can tell you that coming on right now, seeing what I'm seeing, it even greatly more solidifies why a change is needed. Something has to be different. So I have to figure out what that is, what the move is. Now, I was going to move the show to an earlier time today, but I had some other stuff to do to be able to knock out for my upcoming wedding. So I did not do that, and I stuck with the regular time. And I think it has come back to bite me in the behind. I really do think that it came back to bite me. But that's okay. That is truly okay. For those in the building, Miss Wanda Fitz, what's good? What's good? Thank you for coming in. Let's give you guys the praise and recognition that you deserve for being here. My man G. Kenny in the building. What's good? What's good? James King, always a pleasure for you to be in the house. Thank you for coming in. Oh, wow. Wanda's from Detroit. That's what's up. And G. Kenny asked me, am I in a better mood this week? No, I'm kind of in the same mood, G. Kenny, when it comes to the show here. I'm kind of in the same mood because a lot hasn't changed. Now, it's funny because when I used to advertise for things that I was doing, it didn't get any traction. It never got any traction. But when I don't advertise for it, it gets no traction. It gets zero. Like, I didn't put any post today. I didn't put any post yesterday. And I didn't put any post the day before, just to see if there was a difference. And sure enough, there is. There definitely is. Am I salty about it? Nope. I am just good. And we're going to do the same thing that we always do, whether we got 5, whether we got 30, whether we got 50, 100, 2, doesn't matter. Somebody's going to get a little piece of something that they didn't have when they came in. So welcome in, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome in. So Wanda, I have some mixes that are coming out. I just recorded them today, and so you should see them fairly soon. I'm working on them right now as far as not really editing them, uploading them. So you should see some mixes from me come out here. Probably one tomorrow and then one next week. So hopefully those will be entertaining for you. And that's when we'll have that. If you want to hear some other mixes that I have, you can definitely go check out my Mixcloud. I've got some mixes on there that you can jam to while you await those. But if you just go to Mixcloud at DJ JayBook, you can see all of these mixes and listen to them. Just in case you wanted a reference that one. James King, man, I'm nervous. My wife has COVID and I feel like it's starting to hit me. And I have a wedding with 280 guests in 2 days. Well, all I can say is rest as much as you can and just get, you just got to push through. You got to push through. Otherwise, it's going to be a long day. It's already a long day. 280 people means that it's going to be a higher end wedding. You're going to have a lot of moving parts there, and you want to have as much energy as you can. So I definitely would suggest you getting as much rest as possible. But that'll be it. Good. Best of luck. I have a wedding in 2 days as well. It'll be my last wedding for January, and January has been quite of an interesting month. January is filled with a lot of bookings. I have totally booked out the month of March now. I've got some great bookings in April and May. I've got some new venues in the summertime. I've already booked 5 events for 2026. It has been insane lately. It has definitely been insane. So kudos to those who appreciate the work that I do. That's the main part. This is kind of like the icing on the cake, but when I bake that cake and have to do my actual job, that part is the part that's the most fulfilling. So I just kind of come on here to kind of update you guys. So as far as updating you guys, let's talk about last weekend, because we got to talk about this. That right there is just the beginning of it here. Well, let's come off of that. Let's talk about last weekend. So last weekend we had 2 events, and these were by far the coldest events that I have probably ever done. Previous to that, I had done 39 degrees, and we were in 20 and 30 degree weather. So this picture right here, I took it because Friday we were in Charleston. It's about 2.5 hours away from where I live. And this is what my trailer looked like when I arrived. So just what everything looked like. It was nuts. I mean, you could see all this ice on the side of the trailer here. You could see that, everything is frozen. Even my antenna was frozen from the drive up. Any water that hit the trailer or the truck was frozen. They had salt on the roads, which we're not accustomed to here in South Carolina. We're not accustomed to that at all. So having salt on the road, that was different, but the roads were not slick by any means. And when we got down there, there was no sun. So you could see the sky. The sky was pretty much the same the entire time. So I proceeded then to, set up and everything here. And so you can kind of see where the ceremony and everything was right here on the stairs. Now, if you'll look right here, this is like an underground, like bar type area. So, in the summertime, on a time where it's, the weather is great, this is a nice little feature here. You get to go underneath the stairs and you get to go to the bar that's underneath the stairs. I think it's a cool little feature, a cool little add-on. This particular event had to take place on the actual stairway. So all the wedding party was on the stairs leading to the house. It's an old plantation house. And then you could see everybody up here. All the guests, instead of sitting out in the chairs, they were sitting on the front porch looking down. So that was a little bit different. I don't usually have that set up in scenario, but I brought this picture up because initially they had me outside with no cover. That was the original plan. And as you can see here, I was setting up, having everything ready to go. It was going to be all nice and neat and everything behind me until I started to feel little drops come from the sky. And at first I wasn't really nervous. Drops are drops. We expected rain, but we expected it later in the evening. But then they started to become more consistent, and it just kept coming down. So they tried to provide me with, as you can see right up there, they tried to provide me with this propane heater like thing that's supposed to last a good bit of time. And that, it didn't really help because we were outside. Unless you had that thing right up on you, you didn't really feel it. But for the most part, this was a no-go. I kind of figured it was a no-go. Me and the coordinator kind of bumped heads a little bit trying to figure out, where I was going to go. I told her initially that I should just go ahead and be under the steps. Let's just go ahead and be under there. And she was like, well, they actually want you to be out here first if you can be out here. I'm like, well, we're not going to last here, so whatever. So we let that go. And I set up out here, which was probably a big mistake, but, I digress. So then the rain started coming down, just like I said. So you can see here, the rain started to hit the ground. And so I had to make a quick move. And it ended up being absolutely nuts. Here's another shot of the rain. So you can see I was, right out there as well. But I just wanted to take a shot of how the rain was starting to come down more and more. And here is the behind look of the setup. So I had to move right under the shelter, right in that opening that you guys saw. And, I had to do this fairly quick because I had taken my time to set up that other setup, and now moving everything over and under here, it was very cramped. I didn't have a lot of place to go. So I just used the facade to try to cover up as much as I can. And I had to leave that walkway open. That walkway right there is where you go to get the food at. So it was quite difficult, to be totally honest with you. And I didn't like my lines on my setup. Here's my setup here. I'm off. I'm not centered. I didn't like that at all. And then the speaker couldn't be straightened because you can see the rafters right above it. The speakers couldn't be straightened, so I had to turn the speaker sideways. Like I felt like I was an amateur. Really did. I felt like I couldn't give these guys the show that I wanted to give them. But I mean, what could I do? There was nothing I could do at that time. I mean, we were locked in. I mean, this was a last second thing. I literally had to hit play on some ceremony music and go change. Like, that's how close it was. And I got there 3 hours early. 3 hours early, and it still wasn't enough time. Let me see here. Oh, so I do have some video clips from this event. Here's how the day started. You can see on the back of the truck. This is home in Colombia. This is how it started. This is what I walked out to on the way to leave. And let's see. So the next thing, here it is here. You could see underneath that area, I just tried to make the most of it. So I gave them what I could give them, which is a cramped show. And as you can see, being right beside the bar had its perks that night, only because, it just helped keep them warm. But everybody has on the warmest clothes that they can have, except for the bride. She's got her whole shoulders out, which it's cold all the way around, like very cold. It's 20-something degrees outside. The only thing keeping us warm is body heat. So here's another video here. You can kind of see a lot of jumping, a lot of moving, a lot of this, that, and the other. But you could tell everybody has on a jacket. Everybody has on something to stay warm. There's nothing I could do. There's nothing I could have done but give them a great musical journey that night. So I did. I played a lot of great music and just kept them as upbeat as possible. So yeah, that was night one. And then, I didn't get home. It took me 2.5 hours to get done. I was done at 10 something. It took me an hour and a half to break down because, again, it's raining the whole time. And so I didn't get home till like 2. And then I had to wake up the next day, turn right around, and do gig number 2. So here's gig number 2, the next day. Again, 30 degrees outside, freezing cold, but this time we've got a little sunlight. We've got some indoor, outdoor feels, but there was still something that was kind of missing. Now, this is the ceremony here. And one of the things that stand out about this ceremony is how many people that they had in the ceremony itself. I mean, look at all the bridesmaids, junior bridesmaids, the ushers, the groomsmen. Look at all these guys. I think it was like 30 people. It was like 30 individuals. It was absolutely crazy. This is the largest wedding party I think I've ever. And a lot of people couldn't make it due to weather. And it ended up being like 160, 175, something like that. Of course, she was expecting more. That's why she picked a venue that has a fairly large dance floor, which you're about to see here in just a second. So this is the setup that I had for the next day. Also, in that last image, you saw that I had my movers behind me, but the movers, I couldn't turn them on because there wasn't enough power underneath there. But here I was able to use them. But again, the location that I'm at right here didn't allow me to set up like I wanted to set up. So this is what we ended up with. You know, they allowed me to kind of put my box for the tea stand and everything. They allowed me to put the box, you know, right around the corner. You can see it right around the corner here. And let's see. Trying to figure out. Oh, okay. Here we go. She had a snow machine for her first dance. Yeah, right here. So there was a snow machine. This is the dance floor with all these people in the wedding party, but she had a and it really wasn't snow. Of course, it was something that makes something that looks like snow, like flakes and stuff like that. She utilized the big fireplace, had a fire going. But as you can see, these walls are usually open when it's great weather, but they had to put up these plastic, you know, makeshift window type deals. And as you can see, it doesn't go all the way up to the top. So that allowed cold air to seep in. But these little boxes right here, wrong way. These little boxes right here were all around the room, and they were all heaters. They were all heaters. So it should, and it didn't keep me warm where I was at, but I guess it kept the guests and everything warm. So it is what it is. I do have some dancing clips from that. Here's from that event. You could see that, you know, again, this is a huge, huge dance floor. And if you are going to have to get a lot of people dancing in order to fill this floor up. So that was one video. And then the next one is here. And this one gave me an opportunity to play a lot different music. She was very particular about music and making sure that the music was great. And she had a dad that was very particular about making sure the music was great as well. He said that he didn't like the quick mixing DJs, the people who want to let the song play for 45 seconds to a minute. And so he said, you know, hopefully I don't do that. I was like, oh, I don't think your daughter told you who she hired. Because if I feel the need to quick mix, I'm definitely going to quick mix. But I definitely had a plan and everything for them. So it went well that particular night. So it was good. It was good. Can't complain. Can't complain. So that brings us back to now. It was a rough weekend. Sunday, I was spent. All my energy was gone. I have been just in the elements all weekend. It was cold as ice. So it was good to have a week to not have to be in that, which thank goodness. Now, this coming up weekend, we are inside. Thank you. Woo. Thank you. We are inside for another cold event. It's supposed to be pretty cold this weekend here in Columbia. And we're at a familiar location. And it should be good. It should be a good one. These guys, I'm all prepared. I'm all ready to go. As far as equipment wise, nothing spectacular. They're doing some uplights, and I'll have the movers out, and I've got to do like almost like a little mini production for the ceremony because they need 4 microphones. So other than that, man, that's it. That's it. It's been a long week. I'm ready to be done because I'm ready to hit vacation for a little bit. I will be on vacation next week, so there will not be a show next week. And then I have an event next Thursday, so there will not be a show the following week. It will just be, I'll probably be back beginning of February. So no show for the next 2 weeks. So I'm giving the opportunity tonight for you guys to ask any questions, ask anything you would like. I didn't have much to go off of tonight. Other than that, I just wanted to show you guys how my events and everything went, and test the water on what happens when you don't advertise. So it's good to see. It's good to see. But anyway, so we're going to go into a light Q&A portion. If we don't have a lot of questions, then we'll probably go ahead and slow it down and just go ahead and let the night roll on. Anyway, let me go ahead and put it out there. Let's see. All right, here we go. There we go. And blow it up. And let's see what you guys got going on in the chat. All right. What we got here? Yes, mine was lagging as well. Thought it was my connection. Oh, wait. Am I lagging? Am I lagging? Oh, I didn't know that. Am I still lagging? Let me know in the chat if I am lagging. I mean, I think you guys are pretty far behind here. Or are you? I don't know. Viewers will... What? It says YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain a smooth streaming as such. What? Man, this is why I don't like technology. Hate technology. Works great one week and then the next week it doesn't. Now I'm good now? Okay. Daniel says I'm good now. Wanda Fitz bouncing. All right. G. Kenny. What was the comment? Somebody commented and it got flagged? I didn't see any comment that got flagged. Okay. All right. So we're good. We're good now. All right. You guys can see me well. I'm good. All right. So I'll give you some time here. We'll give it about 10 minutes. If we don't have, any comments, then we're going to go ahead and cut this thing short. We're going to go ahead and do what we got to do. So you guys hashtag ask in the chat. We'll get as many responses as we can out. I mean, the reason I'm doing it like this, guys, is because, I've talked so much about so much stuff until there's not a whole lot. So until something literally like happens that changes, again, makes me give a different perspective or a different answer from something I previously put out. I mean, I've put out enough content for you to find answers to about probably any of these questions, to be totally honest with you. One thing that I think I am going to bring back in February, and I'll probably do a show first, but I'm thinking about bringing back, I've had so many requests from people who would like me to rate their their setups. Apparently that was like a huge hit. So I'm thinking about doing that again in February, but I'll do another show, and that way I can have all the the proper stuff for you guys to send stuff over to. But yeah, I'm thinking about doing that and doing another rate my setup, because you guys seem to have loved that and thrived off that. And I gave some feedback and got flack for some of the feedback that I gave. So that's always great. So anyway, let's see what we got in the chat here. No, I'm good now, James King. All right, DJ Kurt, too nice. Are package deals good, or should I change my price and use what feel is best based on my experience? I would save myself the hassle and do packages. It's just easier, and it's also easier to explain whenever people want to nickel and dime you. Whenever people can't understand that if they take a service away, that it's still the same price. Because one thing that's baffling about clients is that they can go to these other places and order something and think it's just like fast food. Like, oh, I ordered a combo, but if I take one item away, it should be cheaper. Like, no, like if you get a package deal, but you don't use a service, that's like buying an all-inclusive somewhere and saying, hey, I'm not really a swimmer, but they offer a pool. They're not going to discount your all-inclusive trip just because you don't swim. So if you don't use a ceremony, okay, cool. It's still the reception. We still gonna charge the same thing because you have the option to use it if you want to. So I think that packages are the best way to go. I don't think you should give customers too many options. I think 3 is great, 4 at max. And I don't think you should give them too little. I don't think you should say this is all I offer. So I think 3 is great. 4 is the breaking point. 2 is not enough. Because it's like A or B. You just want to have A, B, or C. People like A, B, and C. It's studies have shown this. So I would not say a la carte. I would definitely say package deals. DJ Solstice in the house. We hadn't had Solstice on here in a while. Welcome in, Solstice. Appreciate you. I see you still doing your thing out there. I hope you're staying safe, man. Solstice lives out there in SoCal where all the those fires and everything going on. I checked on him earlier in the week, and he said he's all good. But prayers go out to everybody in Cali that is suffering from the fires and losing a lot of their valuables, their homes, and things of the sort. Trust me, we had that when that hurricane came through, so we know what you're going through. So my condolences goes out to anybody that may have lost anybody, and hopefully everybody stays safe as they control that as much as possible. My bad on missing earlier and the past shows. Hey, no worries, no worries. The fact is that you're here, Solstice. That's the great thing. Guessing we talked about QSC already. No, I haven't talked about QSC because I didn't, I saw those speakers and everything that was released, but I really don't even, do I really care? Do I really care? Do I care that QSC put out a new speaker? Do I care that LD is about to release a new speaker at NAMM? Do I care that RCF keeps putting out these massive speakers? I don't know that I do. I mean, most DJs now have their setups, and it's like, if you bought a setup within the last 5 years, why are you about to upgrade? You know, unless you're a beginner DJ, and then a beginner DJ, why are you buying $2,000 speakers? So, like, if you've just recently gotten speakers in the last 5 years, let it ride. Let it ride. Speakers are going to be speakers. Speakers are always going to be there. There will not be a shortage of speakers. Trust. There will never be a shortage of speakers. But it's nice to see that QSC has joined the fray when it comes to the column speakers. It's nice to see that they've joined that, because I mean, it is the wave that people are going. I mean, EVs, people are using EVs like crazy. Every time I look at a DJ group, I try not to even say anything in these groups anymore. But every time I look in one, it looks like EV and RCF, and all of those are like a top topic, especially EV. People love EV. It's almost like they're giving away government cheese over there. It's nuts. But yeah, just to have QSC jump into that, throw their hat or their name into the hat, that's pretty cool. Because I've only seen QSC only be a certain type of speaker. They have some line arrays, and then everything else is pretty much just like your normal square speaker, which is it's nice just to see that. So you'll probably see some other brands go into that, because most mobile DJs or mobile entertainment, whatever you use it for, is just kind of trying to go to that style. It's the wave now. It wasn't popular before, but it is hugely acceptable and popular now. And of course, they'll probably put it in 2 colors as well. Right now, I've only seen the black one, but I'm pretty sure they'll have a pearl one as well. Let's see. The DJ trick, you good? It was just during the video recap of the wedding. Oh, okay, I'm good. Daniel Rodriguez says, what's your thoughts on the new QSC speakers? All right, so we just did that. I meant charge. Sorry, I was driving. It's all good. Glad to see you checking me out in the car. That's dope. I'm in SoCal too, Jay. You always forget. Yeah, I do. I always think that you East Coast, DJ Kenny. I'm not gonna lie. I always feel like you're East Coast. I feel like you're up there in that Virginia, New York area. I forget that you're out there. So now I got to add to my mental, Cleveland Terry, Solstice, and G Kenny. Got to make sure that I remember that they're all out there. So that's cool. Hope you staying safe, G Kenny. I think I saw one of your videos recently. You tried to do that production thing. I like it. Keep doing your thing, bro. All right. I'm an EV user. Stop hating. I'm not hating. I did not say anything. I'm just saying, if a lot of people are buying EVs right now. A lot of people buying EVs. It's crazy. Freddie After Dark is good for your show just because I don't know anything about them. Just saying. Well, I'm not the technical DJ. I'm not that guy. Like, I think last week somebody asked me, what new piece of equipment are you going to get here? And I was in my garage, I think before the show last week. I just looked around and I was like, man, I'm not buying it. I'm not buying anything else. At least for the first 6 months, I'm not buying anything. Like, I'm going to let this equipment work for me and get my money's worth out of this equipment. This stuff is going to work for me. So I've gotten everything I'm going to do. You just guys going to see me utilize what I have to make more entertainment. That's all I can tell you. So no more new equipment, no speakers I'm looking at, no new controller, none of that stuff. I had an EV50 for 5 years. Now I use Bose L1 Pro 16. The bass is way better on the Bose, and I love the deep bass. That's funny, James King, because you're one of the rare few that say that they like the bass from the Bose. I always get people saying that they are not a big fan of the bass that comes from a Bose. And every time that I've heard a Bose anything, the bass is always, it's not, I don't want to use the word lacking because it's there, but it's just not the bass I'm looking for. And maybe that changes. Maybe that changes as our ears evolve. QSC is better, but the bass boss is different. It is. If you guys have never heard bass boss subs before, do yourself a favor. Check them out. I was in a room at a DJ conference, and it was bass boss room, and he had 4 subs, and he turned on just one. Now this thing came up to like my waist. I'm 6'3". It came up to my waist, and he turned up just that one and let music play. While he had the music and stuff playing, I turned to him and I was trying to tell him something, and I literally was talking loud, and he couldn't hear me. He couldn't hear me. The bass was that intense. It's nuts. It's nuts. Bass boss is like nuts. Joshy Vibes just came in. What equipment you looking to get? I knew that was coming. See? None. I've got a lot, Joshy Vibes. I've got turntables. I've got moving platters. I've got lights, stands. I've got an audio rack. I've got so much stuff. I've got LD speakers. I've got QSC speakers. I'm just going to do what I have and make content off of that. That's all I can do. I tried my buddy's Evolve 50, wasn't impressed, and needed some help from the EKX 15 sub. See? And you know, a lot of people give Evox a bad rep because, you know, it's like if you don't get this style of it, then it's like it's horrible. But if you get this one, and then other people like, this is the greatest speaker I've ever heard. Plus the bass is like fantastic. Oh, well, no, it's lacking bass. It's so crazy. It's so crazy. Absolutely nuts. I have never owned an Evox. I can't tell you what it sounds like. Nobody here in my area has Evox. No other DJs use it from what I've seen and from what I've heard. QSC is a huge brand here. And what's the other one? I'm like one of the rare few people who have LD here. But QSC, and I cannot remember the other brand of speaker. It's not RCF. I can't remember the other brand of speaker, but QSC is a big speaker thing here, speaker purchase here. Most DJs are looking for clarity here, and a lot of people have QSCs. It's the old wooden cabinets, not the plastic ones. All right, I have an online setup now. I can do a mix with you. Oh, yeah? KP? Oh, yeah? Okay. Keep that in mind. Perfect it. Definitely go test it out. Make sure it's ready to go, because when I make this next call up the next time, I expect more participation. Because this time I'm finally just going to be the producer. I'm going to come on, I'm going to say a few words in a microphone, and then I'm bringing other people on. I've already done my work. My work is everywhere. I just finished doing work, putting these mixes and stuff together. I've done my work. Now y'all going to have to do some work. It's me coming back with that pettiness again, Kenny. I'll be at NAMM, capturing it all and offering my opinion. Oh boy. So I'm sure when people see you coming, bro, they're just like, hey man, what's he gonna say? Keep giving those opinions, man. We need them. We need them. 1 week. No, the DJ trick, it is not Turbo Sound. Turbo Sound is one that one of the venues that I go to a lot. They use Turbo Sound, but it is not Turbo Sound. It'll come to me. It'll come to me while I'm talking. I'm pretty sure it'll come to me. What else we got here? G Kenny, are you still doing the drive at 5? Should I? Matter of fact, let me put that as a poll. Let me put that as a poll. Let's see. Oh wait, got to turn on my keyboard. Of course, my keyboard. I don't want to turn on like it's supposed to. It's been like this all week, guys. It's literally has been like this all week. It's like when I want something to work, it doesn't work when it wants to. It works whenever it feels like working. I tell you, man. Hold on 1 second. I'm gonna try to put that poll up because I don't know. G Kenny. I don't know. It'll have to be a general consensus to be able to keep doing that because I'm not getting really. I'm not getting the participation from it. Mackie, that's it. That's it, KP. It's Mackie. It is Mackie. I don't know why I couldn't think of that. I used to have Mackie all the time. I don't know why I couldn't think of that. Okay, so it still doesn't want to connect. Oh, well. Anyway, I'll leave it up to you guys. Should I continue that? Because, it's not difficult for me to come up with a mix to be able to do for that. But like I said, I'm just not getting the participation from it at all. Nobody goes and watches it, and I do it at 5 o'clock. Especially when people are driving home and stuff like that. So I should I? I mean, today I didn't do one yesterday, and I just did 2 mixes and stuff today. I mean, why be live when you could be recorded, right? I've been getting on Wednesdays, but yeah, I figured I'd ask you. Yeah, it's just one of them things that we got to figure it out. We got to figure it out because it's just one of those areas where I'm just like, should I keep doing it? It's one of those things that I'm adding to the list of should I keep doing it? One thing that I've got on my vision board over here is to stop the things that are not producing growth. And if it's not promoting growth, if it's not growing me as a DJ, as a person, then you got to just remove it. So I looked at everything that was growing, that grew last year. I mean, this show, I definitely think I'm going to move its time just to try it out because I do want to try it out. I want to at least give it a month trying it out at a new time slot. And if I can't get the participation in a month and I see, other guys getting, just, I mean, look, not to down any of the other DJs that are out there that are on there doing that, but I've watched, their shows. I've watched their shows. I've watched their live streams. They talk everything DJ related, but some of that stuff, man, I'm just like, really? Like, what we talking about? What we talking about? And it ain't like I just started this thing. I started this like a year and a half ago. And the growth is like the size of my pinky right here. I'm not trying to be some celebrity YouTuber. I don't want you guys to think that that's what I'm looking for, but I am trying to find avenues where I can grow my audience, but I always want to grow it organically. I don't want to take some cheap way and doing it. My channel has multiple things. It's got gig logs, it's got product reviews, it's got live mixes, it's got shorts, it's got interviews, it's got, live stream help stuff, podcasts. It's got all of that on it. All of that. I'm just trying to be a variety content creator. I like to give people variety so I'm not just put in one box. James King, it seems are you maybe getting burnt out? Seems DJ Bar, Low Stacks, Rip Web even seems like are suffering from YouTube burnout. I hope you don't leave too. It's not really burnout. It's like my mind. Let me tell you guys how my mind works. And let's blow up the screen here. So let me tell you how my mind works. My mind comes up with these ideas and then I want to get them out. And sometimes I'm not the greatest at getting it out because I don't know how to. So I'll sit there and I'll do a lot of research on social media or on YouTube, looking at videos on how can I push this idea out. And the live drive at 5, I saw Jazzy Jeff do the magnificent lunch break, and he goes at 12 o'clock until 1 o'clock for 1 hour. And it's usually either once or twice a week. And I thought that was pretty cool. So that's where the idea initially came from. But then I thought about it and I was like, okay, a lot of people don't listen to radio anymore. They usually listen to satellite radio. Or what if they can listen to internet radio, which is me being their 5 o'clock mix. So all you have to do is just go to Twitch and just Bluetooth it into because most cars have Bluetooth now. Bluetooth it into your speakers, and then I can get you home from 5 to 6 and do a mix. I did that for, once a week, every Wednesday. I did that for, 4 or 5 months. The maximum amount of people that I got to watch that was 5. 5. And that was throughout all those months. In 4 months, doing it every week consistently, coming on at 5 o'clock, 5 people was the max. So it's not really burnout, James. It's more like no return on investment. I'm investing my time and there's no return on it. Not money-wise. I want the eyes. I don't want the money. I want the eyes, because you're not going to get money from playing music anyway. I mean, that's all copywritten, so you're not going to get any money. So I just want the eyes. And then I put out a gig log and it got 1,800 views. Now I'm grateful for those 1,800 views. Appreciate that. But that's not enough to go with how long it took me to edit that video. That's 4 hours of dancing that I had to break down and put into 12 minutes of content. You see what I'm saying? Like, the return on investment is not worth it. So the DJ Bars, the Rick Webbs, the Low Stacks, and all those guys, they're starting to understand this. And most of them already know. It's like I have a whole catalog of stuff on YouTube. It's like, it's really, and because everything is so saturated now, it's really hard to put out something different. It really is. The only thing that I have found that I can put out that's different, that looks like I'm finding new people, finding a different audience, a new lane on, is putting live mixes on YouTube. So that's why I have 2 in the hole right now that are uploading downstairs as we speak. And that's why my channel will have that as well. But as far as gig logs, I may put out 1 gig log a month. I may, or 1 gig log every 2 months, because they just don't hit like that anymore. And that's a lot of time being utilized. These live streams, like I said, I'm going to try and switch the time and see if that helps. But if that doesn't help, yeah, I'll wipe it out. I've been doing it for over 1.5 years. I've got content for you to be able to check. That stuff is still relevant now. So I think that's what a lot of people are starting to experience. Is that this niche is hard to provide fresh content. This niche in itself, this DJ niche. You know, I could probably do something completely different and it'll probably have more room for growth. But it's hard to grow as a DJ. It's hard. It's hard. I've been doing this now for 9 years, since 2015. No, this will be 10 years. Since 2015, I've been doing this. 10 years. It's tough. Really is. Freddie After Dark. I'm in SoCal also, Palmdale, California area. Any one of you SoCal want to link up for now? Oh, Freddie After Dark. I didn't know that, man. I hope everything is well with you and your loved ones. Yeah, Jay, you still going in this week? Yeah. I just have to clear the air, G Kenny. I have to. My wife found some dude named DJ Overall on TikTok who had 250 people watching him push play while holding a chicken. Well, after Sunday, from what I understand, he ain't gonna be able to push play much longer. For those of you who don't know, TikTok is supposed to be over, which I've heard conflicting stories. I heard that it's just going to be a complete shut off on Sunday. I've also heard that they're just not going to provide any updates and that the platform will eventually become glitchy. I've heard that new people who don't have the app on the phone after Sunday, they won't be able to download it. I've heard a lot of stuff, but one thing is consistent is that nobody's bought it. TikTok should be over, so we won't see much of those guys anymore. So I hope they had fun. I see all those DJs over there. And, you know, to DJ live on TikTok, there was a lot of qualifications you had to do. You had to do a 25-minute live stream, even though you haven't been live. You had to do a live stream, and you had to do something else. There was some hoops you had to jump through in order just to go live on TikTok. It was crazy. So, you know, it is what it is. DJ Too Legit. That's how I felt about Twitch. So hard to build an audience there. I then moved to TikTok, and whoa, so much easier to build my following there. Yeah. I mean, TikTok is crazy. Unfortunately, you know, TikTok just ain't the move anymore. It's about to be a wrap, but I'm sure something else will come on. I say the same thing about the video DJ mixes. I'm going to put me one out soon this month. That's what's up. I think I'm going to put out maybe 4 more total. That includes these 2 downstairs, and I've got 2 more that I want to put out, and I think I'm done with those. I don't want to have some absurd amount, and you just see every single time I'm just popping up. So I think I'm gonna do 4 more, including the 2 downstairs, and let that be it for the live mixes. That way you can see me in every facet. You can see me do a wedding. You could see me DJ live. You can see me do live stream. You can see me do podcasts. You can see me do all of that stuff. You can see all of it. My wife, oh, you mean keeps telling me to get on TikTok and it's about to be banned. Yeah, facts. It's the one and only Too Legit. Respect goes to see. Oh, good to see you here. Oh, okay. All right. Well, this has been good, guys. This has been good. It allows me to get some of this stuff off of my chest because I knew that it needed to come off my chest. Because I mean, as you guys can see, it's weighing me down. The New Year's thing did weigh me down a little bit. I'm not running from it, but it was a little crazy with the New Year's and then the New Year's thing, and the 2 gigs this past weekend was a little bit draining. So I'm still trying to recover my energy from that. But right now, I'm not going anywhere. I may move time slots, but I'm not going anywhere. I am just going to reevaluate and keep reevaluating and keep putting stuff out until I find it. And once I find a great lane, I'm going to put some content out in that lane. I just got to find it. It may be in shorts. I mean, that's one thing that I don't have a lot of is shorts. So maybe I need to do more shorts. I know they say that long form content is great, but the max amount of views that this show has ever gotten is 1,000. So you just got to keep looking, got to keep searching. This is what they say when they say you got to keep pressing on, because you just don't know. You don't know what's going to be hot. You don't know what's going to be the next thing that you can put out. Keep hustling, Jay. We enjoy the content. Appreciate you, Solstice. How did the New Year's mix go? Are you planning on doing it again this year? Freddie After Dark, you really want to know? No, I'm not going to bore you with that. Let's just say, I put the offer out to everybody and I didn't get any response from it. I ended up doing the whole 4 hours, and I think it could have, I think we had an opportunity to do something great that I had never seen done in our lane before. And, I think I looked at the calendar and New Year's falls on Wednesday this year, or New Year's Eve is on Wednesday. New Year's Day is on Thursday. And I don't think, I will be a part of it if somebody wants to set it up, but I don't think I'm going to do it again, at least right now. This is the beginning of 2025. I'm saying this. I probably won't be a part of it. I probably won't set it up again for 2025 going into 26. I don't think I got enough back from it with the energy that I put into it. So, no, to answer that question. DJ G Kenny with the super chat. Appreciate you, bro. I appreciate that. Am I coming to NAM? No, I'm not coming to NAM. NAM is on the bucket list, though. I do want to at least go to NAM at least one time, but I do have a trip to California planned sometime this year, which I think is going to be in August. But I need to confirm some more stuff before I actually commit to that. But I do have a plan to try to come to Cali this year. It'll be my first trip out to the West Coast. And I'm kind of excited for it if I can just get it all put together and work out my time with it. So should be good. G Kenny, appreciate that. I'm glad you guys are enjoying the content as much as I can put out. I'm glad you guys are enjoying it. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Just trying to get as many eyeballs over here as we can. And it looks like we were able to at least grow up to 25 tonight, which it looked a little bleak in the beginning, but it's how it goes. It's just how it goes. So you guys enjoy the rest of your week leading into the weekend. If you guys have got gigs this weekend, please make sure you absolutely crush them. I know I am going to try to give my all to this couple this weekend because they are my last wedding for a while. I had to take a little break, and that will be good just to recharge the batteries. So I'm going to give them my all. I hope you guys give your couples or give your events your all as well. Again, no show next week, no show the following week either. I have events and I'm on vacation, so I will be taking 2 weeks off. You guys enjoy the content that I'm going to leave for you. I'm going to put out 2 mixes, probably one tomorrow and one next week. Those will come out on the channel, so make sure you have the notification bells on. I also will be putting the mixes on Mixcloud, so make sure that if you don't follow me on Mixcloud, that you do so. You go over to Mixcloud, find me at DJ JayBook, and these same mixes will be over there as well. There's a slight chance I do a drive at 5 next week. Very, very small chance. If I feel like it, I would do it. But if you want to, you can go over to Twitch and look me up on DJ JayBook, and I may do a live drive at 5 next week. So next Wednesday, 5 p.m. EST, 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So if you guys want to jump on that live with me and boost the morale of my live at 5 drive, that would be great. That would be great. And of course, for all the behind the scenes of this weekend coming up, and to keep up with all things me, I post the most on Instagram. So definitely follow me on IG. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. I've got some more stuff to finalize to make sure that it's good before we head into the weekend. Enjoy the rest of your evening. We'll see you again in February. Welcome to 2025. I hope you guys are living to strive, not to survive. Let's do this. 2025. Let's have some fun. I'm out, people. Enjoy your evening. Talk to you soon. Peace.